Then I'm gonna go to
I can
YouTube
see.
and I'm gonna find out what is your handle.
It is.
Is it for the Synergy?
Let me. I'm just going to see. Yep, it's showing that we're live. I see it.
Okay.
So it's at for the Synergy.
Okay. Let me.
Holy moly.
Holy moly.
Okay, it's out there. We out there.
We're doing the dang thing.
We're we're doing it.
We don't really know what we're doing, but we're doing it.
Literally.
Yep. But it's like we kind of do know because we've been planning it and it's coming to pass.
Yeah, I don't know why your voice, the volume. Let me just. I'm at 100% microphone.
Why is this thing
Sorry,
so
guys. We try to
we
wing
can
it,
flow with it.
and I'm just gonna try Bluetooth.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help.
Okay. Audio. Now you can't hear me at all.
I could hear you. Nope, can't hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so all these numbers for Bluetooth is like way different, and I recognize none of them. So
Which
we're
is
just gonna
really
forego that and not do that. I'll do my best to,
all right.
yeah. Okay.
In here. Okay, well, while I'm searching for your channel to get the link, um, why don't we start chatting about what we want to chat about? I want to hear about your freaking retreat and hear about the retreat that I went to.
Oh, yeah. Let me just see if I can. Okay, whatever. It is what it is right now. It went really good. We I got to see myself in such a way that it also messed with me. It also challenged me in a way that I I grew up through church. I grew up through, going to the building, and you look to the leader and you look to what they say and what they authorize and what they approve. And, that was conditioned in my life. We honor what the leader says. And so Jonathan pretty much put this together, and he's like, here you go, had me take the lead. And I'm like, the Aries in me is like, yeah, let's do this. But then other parts of me that I didn't realize were just percolating to the surface. It was just like coming up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, being a leader, what does that mean? Because I'm not looking to be a guru. I'm not looking to tell anybody what to do. I'm not looking to oversee anybody, That's not what the now is doing. The now is about sovereignty. And I knew what that looked like for me, but I hadn't really been put in a setting where, hey, here you go, Christina, you got the floor. Now, I have, you know, I was able to wing it. I was able to go with the flow with what I felt like spirit was wanting me to do, and showed up in that way. However, I had this broken record, this background noise that I was like, wow, you have to be in this position to hear all that narrative, because when you're here by yourself, here on the mountain, hanging with yourself, you're leading yourself, that's normal, right? But when you got other people looking to you, it's a whole different responsibility. It's a whole different duty, level of care and guardianship and all the things that I hadn't necessarily felt that space. When I had my kids, it organically grew. I was able to assess, okay, where this was. And when you're in position, when you're in that spot, then you could see what the need is. So it's different from little babies, little kids to adults that are still little kids on some level on the inside, and stuck at some places. So you still don't get away from the kid part. So for me, that was a journey to get some of those constructs off of me. I didn't realize that I was still on some level looking for permission, and I had to give myself that.
Ooh.
And it was a challenge in the sense of I didn't anticipate that showing up like that. So thanks. But that's the design. That is perfectly how and it felt so separate in the sense it was like over here. And I was still able to do the meditations, the sound bowls, and speak and share, but I could feel this little bit of something trying to slide and shut me down, like collapse my field. But I didn't because I know what I'm talking about. I know
Come
this shit.
on. Yeah.
Like I know what I'm sharing is so valuable. And it's
Yeah.
about, I it's so funny because, it's an older group and I'm sitting here sharing about Dota, this anime this anime show that I watched years back. And it was fascinating because I came into dragons and I was fascinated by what it meant. What does this mean? And the show is about this young warrior who's like naturally a leader. Did you want to say something or?
Yeah, I got all kinds of questions popping off because I'm like, well, what was your retreat? What were you doing? I know you were doing something about dragons. What do dragons mean to you?
Oh,
What, like,
yeah. Thank you. Great question. Yeah. So we had our first Haven of the Dragons camp out here on the land, and we knew we didn't like we knew as soon as we got here we are like seeing what the land potentially could become. Jonathan and I have a heart to share and be in a space and environment where we could heal, feel, and allow that real transformation, that real growth. But we were a hot mess when we came out here. We were unorganized, chaotic, still had shit we were dealing with, and things that were not closed out, things that were not done. And so, about 3 years, gosh, there's so many different ways I could branch off into, but just to stay with the land, it was getting so close. Jonathan's like, it's time for you to step out. Because I would step out and then I would just, ugh, like, just I couldn't get that full force. There was something that I couldn't put my finger on to stay. I just didn't feel like I was done yet. Done baking in the oven, if you will. And so Jonathan planned this with a buddy of his from his Lyft program that he could come out and visit before the school year starts. So he planned it. So that gave us a month, which also made us crunch to get things ready here, which lights a fire under our asses and gets up and get going. So it allowed me, there were so much that Jonathan doesn't realize how massive his movement capacity is. He If you guys see, like, it's so fun because he's like a big kid in a grown man's body. So we're like making this, like, we're having fun out here. We're good, some of the dreams that we have, and we're just like, this is going to take a while to build, and da, da, da. I was like, but why does it need to be complete before we can start anything? I just feel like I'm done with that concept, that idea that things need to be complete or need to be, I mean, yes, do your due diligence, prepare, get everything to but then it's like something else has to show up. And it did, but now I I'm like, when's the next one? So we had a Haven of the Dragons. We felt the land open up. We felt it. Haven means a favorable atmosphere. So there's no distractions out here. It's trees and dirt, earth, rocks. The valley, I mean, it's just, you have room to think and breathe and just be, you know, and dragons. And this always stuck with me. Ken and Carrie husband, they had Hebrew study a few years back, I think in 2021, in Crestone, Colorado. And dragon meant one who sees the light. And that stuck with me. So I looked into all the dragon folklore in the dragon. What does it mean when you call your dragon in? And I went down that exploration of what that is, and it's us. It's really us. And if you look at dragon energy, it's sovereignty. It is, they ain't afraid to speak up. They ain't afraid to, spit out fire if they need to. And I keep coming back to this Dota story because it's funny at the same time how the story starts out where this young warrior, he was capable fighter, young, had heart, wasn't going to take any bullshit. The people at that time were fighting against the dragons, but this dragon saw potential in him, and he knew he was on his way out. And he told him, I'm going to give you my dragon heart. And he's like, what? Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, we're here to kill you. And he's like, no. And so they end up going into a brawl and end up killing each other. And so they die, but the young man resurrects, and he's able to portal to the dragon realms, where a council of dragons were there because they had called all the dragons. So he showed up, and they're in their dragon form. They're like, excuse me, who are you? And he's like, oh, he goes through his own journey, but I'm just fast forwarding to this part because I felt like that's what I was going through. Shows up, and they're like, who is this puny human? And he's like, oh, I'm so. And I don't remember because it's been years, but I just remember the story. So he had to show up, and these dragons are arguing. And I mean, they could just bite him and he's dead. But he had such heart. He spoke up. He took his place. He was given by this elder dragon that chose him, saw himself in him. And so I'm going through all of this and feeling these old constructs. So I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I didn't know. That polarization, it had to like pull to snap to that balance, that balanced version. And you know what's funny? I syntaxed the word inadequate because that's what I was feeling. I was feeling inadequate. Like, what experience do I have? Who's choosing me? Who authorizes me, right? You don't have any corporation or anybody telling you, okay, we ordain you, whatever. And so I syntaxed that word, I boxed the IN, and then I boxed the AD, and then it leaves equate. And I was like,
Ooh.
what? And the other day, not the other day, a couple weeks ago, I kid you not, and I have a picture. It's been really smoky around here because there's like these crazy fires in
Same.
Oregon and Canada. So it's been smoky. So when the sun was down, it was this really pretty bright orangish pink color. So I took a picture and it had an equal sign. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know? Sent it to my daughter. I was like, do you see the equal sign? She's like, yeah. What? Whoa. And I heard if you comprehend sun in astrology, life force, we all have equal portions and more. Just how much do you want to use? What's the equation here? And so it's all coming together for me. Like I didn't dot connect this. So it's like when I start talking, it just like doop, doop, doop,
Yeah,
doop.
I could feel it. I was like, "Ooh, she's alchemizing. That feels yummy."
For real.
For real,
So
because I'm like, that's my life force. That's my, you know what I'm saying? So when
yes.
other people are experiencing it, I literally feel it bubble and ripple in my core. It's yummy.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for staying open. Okay, so I'm gonna so equate, and I'll come back around to that, but equate. And I started like, okay, yeah, what's up?
Are we strict on time? Like, are you
Um,
I just want to know if that part of me is like keeping track or if we're, you know what I mean, just flowing.
okay, yeah, about I can go to about 8:05. I mean, if we're deep in space, you know.
Okay.
8:05. Just yeah,
Okay.
I think this is a great soft opening, and then just better for next time. I will get to know this and get it all prepared. I mean, literally just bought it before the before all the.
Minutos right before.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the word equate. Okay, I know people are like, well, why would you box IN and why would you box AD? So I study quantum grammar and contracts words on the page because if you think about it, what rules the world? And that is contract. When you go get a phone, you sign a contract. When you go get a car, you sign a contract. When you get a house, you sign a contract. When you get married, you sign a contract. Okay, we're not going to go into all of that, but we're dealing with words on the paper. And a lot of people don't realize what language has become, you know, and part of that, just to jog over here, that whole idea of like a pastor's approval. Am I still here? Because it just notified me that that
Yeah,
I'm
I can hear
connected.
you.
Okay. If you think about the King James Bible, it was written in the 1600s. Imagine having that code still in your body today in 2026. So 1600, you're talking about 400 years later, a specific word spell is still in my field, is still on my body, is still crying out, hey, who approves this? Who is allowing this? And I was just, when I really felt that viscerally in my nervous system, in my body, in my mind, trying to just shut me down, I was like, whoa, that really opened up so clearly on such a level. I could see where I could trace that and follow that all the way back and see the corruption and the distortion that's taken place along the way when you get ego involved, when you get people's bent light concepts getting in the way and it whittling down to it's still a dog eat dog world. It's still survival. Everybody's surviving in some sense. And when you start going down that path, it's a huge undertaking. It's a lot to process, but like you get through it. So when what was I talking about before that though? Like I was talking about equate. Oh,
Why
I
you
am.
lost it.
So I study prefixes and suffixes, and there are, if impossible, no possible, infidel, no fidelity, impulsive. We think you're impulsive, like you're pulsive, but it's actually no pulsive. So you're not pulsing. Well, it depends on what you're pulsing. It could be source or it could be an egoic distortion, whatever, pulsive. You're pulsating something. You got to know where you're at frequentially or vibrationally. So IN to the word means no, and then AD also means no. But not very many people know this because, we're busy with social media, we're busy with, our lives and everything, all the trends and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, things are going in a strange direction. Like I'm wearing a sweater end of July, beginning of August, and it was cold the last few nights. And I'm going, I don't remember, like, is it going to snow here in July? Like, I'm kind of expecting that a little bit. But so when you have no, no, you take those off. Equate. What are you left with? Equate. So I started seeing a lot of the times we might mistake equates to failure, and then failure equates to gosh, I see it's like you lose track. Failure equates to, oh, what's the word? What would failure equate to you? Unworthiness, unworthiness. Feeling unworthy. So if you make a mistake, automatically you're unworthy. So that was me. I felt like I couldn't make a mistake because, the Bible tells you, you don't want to be in sin, and you don't want
That's
to,
exactly what I was
fall
feeling, that
into,
that
what was
sin,
that?
that's what I was feeling, that sin consciousness, like that death consciousness, and that's that code that you were talking about from the 1600s, like,
Yeah, and it goes back even
sorry.
further than that. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
It goes back even further than that if you think about it. So I'm sitting here thinking about, like, what do I equate, like, inadequacy? Because for me, it was like, what does a leader look like? I know it doesn't look like the some of the things that I've seen out there that I don't want to do, but I didn't, because I hadn't really exercised that outside of my home into other people and what was really me and authentic. It was like the perfect mix. The right people were there that did not judge me for it. They knew I was on this journey and welcomed it. It was beautiful. It's
That's
like what
awesome.
everybody wants. We all want to see each other rise. We all want to see each other come into our power. And I couldn't have asked for a better group to be here with me while I fucking live it out, walk it out. I
Yeah.
had to do it in front of them, and I there's a part of me that still is like, am I really ever gonna get it together? Like I feel like am I ever gonna get it together? But if you think about it, even on that show Dota, when the dragons, they're at the peak, they are fucking dragons, and they still, it's like you got dragon problem, and then you got, angelic problem, money problem. There's always something in the field buffering or teaching you or catapulting you higher. So I made it through. I was able to show up. Just show up. I tell myself, just show up today. Just show up. It'll come together and organize. It'll come into fruition. Been a long time, so that
Yeah.
I could trust. So all that to say that our first Haven of the Dragons this year was a hit, I was like, when are we doing another one? I was so ready to go. And I wanted to push it even more. I will say though, we probably won't do it at the heart of the summer, like the hottest parts, because it was a little bit difficult once it started getting hot. I mean, we'd go to the river. We have a few spots we could go to and play, and yeah, it was all beautiful, just organic. And I was like, I think next time I know how I want to push it.
Right on.
Press the field a little bit more. We're gonna get you to feel that a little bit harder because we're talking about transformation. It's not gonna look nice. It's not gonna look pretty. Like we want to press a little bit harder, because I wanted to come in gentle, and but it was cool to see some of the feedback. One of them was she she knew her guides, but she was able to see their faces.
Mm.
Another one got to have really cool experiences with the dragon, and I mean, just tears. The other one, the clarity, the level of clarity. For me, I had to look at some stuff like the kind of leader I want to be, the kind of leader that is needed for now. Now, not and it's not this guru level. Not like I'm not looking. It's our codes catalyze, our codes transform alchemy,
Yeah.
and I really am getting so much more clear on that. So whether we have another one this year or next year, definitely our sights are on expanding the place, like to be able to handle capacity, much more capacity. And one of the ideas I had was How to Train Your Dragon, a little kids version. how
Yes.
how to train your dragon and start getting the kids involved, because they are the next ones rising up, and the parents learn so much from their kids, and
Yeah.
then being able to nurture that relationship style. So there's a lot of ideas in the works and other things that we're stepping into. So it's all just coming together and
That's so
in the
cool.
right space and time. So yeah, I I think Jonathan, we both have a passion for the kids, and because we both had ours taken away. So it's like, well, why were they taken away? Why was that interfered with? So we now know. We know that it's just certain things did not want, and it's like, well, we're not going to stop. We're not. We're not giving up.
Come on. I'm gonna teach all the inner children in us and all the kids, you know what I mean? Next generation and that little inner child within. Okay, can I share now?
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it. Thanks for letting
So,
me share.
yeah, no, for sure. So I was unable to attend Christina's and Jonathan's kick-ass dragon event because I was at another event that I had already agreed to. And mine was in Minnesota with a I'm like, how do you explain, just soul family? Like when you meet, you know what I mean? You're connected and you just know, like, so there were, I don't know, I had 15 of us in and out, give or take. So we were hosted at this couple's house, and now I've been to a couple of events, probably five or so events. No, heck no, fuck no, way more than that. Yeah, many, many, many events with this couple. And the three of us usually hang out a lot because, we enjoy special greenery together, if you know what I'm saying. So we were hanging out with, like, we always hang out, the three of us. And it was fun to be with them in their home and get to see like that whole other side of them, that hosting side, that, you know what I mean? But they're always so fun. They're the first ones creating a dance floor atmosphere, whether we're in Jackie's kitchen or, you know what I mean? Like out in a field somewhere, like they're always dancing and just so fun. And usually we do like theme parties at the events, whatever. And they're the ones that always kick things off. But this time when we got together, I was thinking about it afterwards. I was like, it was really cool because I felt like it was an unmasking party. Like, I feel like
Mm.
so often we come together and we let our inner children, our inner child just shine together and play together when we're doing the dance parties. And, each event, we come more and more out of all of the things and we just let loose and we be. And, we can say we love Jesus and we walked through that. And we can say, who the fuck is Jesus? And, have these hard conversations like in someone's kitchen or living room. And, everybody share their thoughts and respect the fact that everybody's on their own individual journey. And it's just beautiful. And the more and more we do this, the more, you know what I mean? Like it's just that cultivated atmosphere of allowance, if you will, right? So we were in this space and it was so fascinating because we did the typical dance party hanging out, but we're on this back porch and it's like this intimate, and this porch is packed to capacity. Like there's chairs literally surrounding everything. Like, so they had asked me at one point if I would do comedy while we were at the event. So I was like, sure. So I had been thinking on a couple of things, and I've learned that I do really good with storytelling type comedy, and I do it with my real life stories and kind of like my what the fuck Kendra moments, right? So like I've been inviting people into those experiences with me, and it has been really fun. Now, typically at when I do stand up comedy or whatever, I like am super surface level because I'm not sure like where my crowd is coming from. Like it has to be super generalized, right? So, but this, I'm like, no, I know these people. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just gonna let my freak flag fly. And I'm really impressed that that came out so clearly right there. I just want to put that there. That felt like it
Okay.
could have been a tongue twister.
Oh.
So I was sharing my comedy and sharing things and really letting that freak flag fly. I mean, I guess I don't really know what else to say there. Like shared my dark Scorpio encounters. So whether it was really talking about the taboo subjects, right?
Mm.
Really, if I were to narrow it down. And after this experience, I was like, whoa, because I could feel as I'm talking about these taboo things, I could feel that like Scorpio and Sagittarius energy just like expanding everyone and alchemizing, and we're laughing at the shit. And people are like questioning, like, are we allowed to talk about this? But she's so, you know what I mean? Like, it was so fun and beautiful. And I have to tell you, the next morning, I woke up feeling all of my like, did I say too much? Like, so I found myself, I really did reach out to a couple of people. Like, I really apologize if my crass humor, like, offended you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because at one point we stopped and then, like, 4 or 5 people got up and left. And I was like, oh shit. Like, did I go too far?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, yeah. But they like left, Christina, like didn't give me a hug, which I understand because I'm like I don't want to say on stage, but you know what I mean? Like doing the thing, you know what I mean? So I can understand. And I was like, so a couple of us went for a walk the next morning and I was like, you guys, I just need to say this out loud, but can we talk about like, was I too much? Was it too, did I go too far? Like, so
Oh.
Yeah, but it was all really good positive feedback, and there was a lot of people like, hell no, like I agree and can um you know I understand those experiences, but I don't ever get to share them or talk about them, or you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of people that I felt like, or that felt like when I shared, I gave them permission to open up and do the things. You know what I'm saying? So, and being vulnerable is not always the easiest. So sometimes sharing those encounters or opportunities where you could be judged, right? Like, so yeah, so that was really fascinating. I feel like I got so much freaking clarity though on my comedy and how I want to use it as a tool. And, like I really see variety shows. I came home and booked a couple of open mics like immediately. So I'm really pumped and excited about that. Um,
Okay,
but
wait, you got a couple of books that you're
No, I
like,
booked a couple of shows.
oh,
So
gotcha.
I
You
have a
booked.
couple of
Okay.
open mic shows that I'm ready to even use the material that I did improv with there just to go do improv again. Like I found a couple of local places. So I'm really pumped about that. Um, and
That's
then
exciting.
yeah, we were, doing all the things and I'm into all kinds of stuff, right? So, you do starology, which is correct. But I still help people with the natal charts and just kind of I look at it as like incarnation patterns or carnation patterns, this round. And so I was sharing a little bit about mine. And so other people were curious. So got them, and I was just kind of explaining some quick things, but I'm looking, pattern recognition, right? So I've probably looked at 10, 15 charts at this point, and I'm like, over 70% of these charts have a stellium in Virgo. What the
Mm.
what? Like what? I'm like, what is that with our team and our group? And my Vesta is in Virgo. That's the only thing I have in Virgo. So I'm like, and it's in the sixth house. Wait, no, I'm lying. It's in my fifth house. So I'm like, now I'm questioning that. I don't know. We'll pause that. But
Okay.
anyways, so I'm like looking at what this is. So I came home with all of this Virgo energy just all over me, right? So I sat here and just was like channeling this really cool business plan because I've been questioning because I only want my life force to go towards, like I want to direct it one way. I don't want to keep feeling like I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with the business stuff and the technology stuff and the chart reading and the mediumship and all of this. And I'm like, how does this fit together? Right? Like I don't, but as I'm meeting with the clients, I'm like, oh, this is, you know, uh I'm able to see your blueprint, see your patterns, and help you put it into the digital space, right? So I'm like, I totally see it. So I came home and revamped all of the things, and I'm super pumped to put it together. And it is uh Find Deo, because I'm like, play Deo, DEO is God.
Mm.
So find God dot solutions. Like your equate,
Mm.
right? So I'm like, you find God within, and all of these, like it's like Linktree style, the first page, and it's like, if you're interested in spatial solutions, click here. She can help you. If you're interested in, quantum solutions, click here. These are that's where you can find that. If you're interested in just linking it out like that and connecting, I'm super excited for this hub, and I'm like,
That's
this
cool.
yeah. I'm like, this is what we've been seeing since 2018, since you and I have been doing this, talking about this. And I'm like, I keep seeing this like web, and I was calling it like the Duolodex because I knew we were supposed to all have our own. I see it as like a lily pad, your own sovereign entity, and then but we're all connected and networking and supporting and journeying, or like driving our ship,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
We're a cohort. We're not I do not want to lead a huge group. I want to live my life. We all live our lives and we exchange keys. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know what that would look like in the long run. However, gosh, I love everything that you're saying
What if
about,
it's just community?
yeah, yeah.
Like, what if that's really it? Just knowing, and because sometimes you don't see yourself, and you get to
Hmm.
see and experience yourself, the flections around you, the people, the relationships around you. And as you go through, not everybody's always at 100. You know what I mean? And and you're able to have those flexion points outwards. And what if it's just that?
It in that was another angle because who my audience that came out is like a VP, a book writer. On her, two more books came out after this event. And an AI, the guy for AI shit. Like I can't even tell you like of a very large. So I'm feeling inadequate, but everybody's looking for that, just like the years of experience in that, the years of experience in that, the years of experience. But it had to converge. For me, I was like, I'm surrounded by fellow dragons. It's just calibrate, 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 and letting the field do it, letting the land do it, because it's not me. It's not because I authorize and I now deem you worthy. No, it was our codes coming together and alchemizing. It's like the field already knows how to do it when we just bring our intention of like, and I'll, my new friend, fresh experience, a fresh experience. Something's getting updated. Something is, we're pushing this level of sovereignty. We're pushing our businesses. We're pushing everything forward. Movement.
Yes. Yes. And that's exactly what I encountered with this group too, because it's like, meeting all of these amazing people and seeing, their gifts and exchanging, keys, as you said, like, this is what I can do. How can I serve you? And then they're like, this is what I can do. How can I serve you? And it's these private little conversations that break off, and then we all come together. And for me, this was unique in the comedy I've done before, and I felt not to that extreme with the comedy, but I always like to push boundaries. And then
Mhm.
the there were two couples there because I've been doing a lot of healing on the inside, right? Like inner union tensionally.
Mhm.
And I or wholeness within, right? Like looking at these different parts of me. And there were two couples that were there that I got to see. It was like outward flexions, and I don't feel like I've ever really encountered that before, where the masculine, not to this degree, where the masculine was masculining so the feminine could feminine, and they were working together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was this beautiful, and I was like, whoa. And I was like, that is, because it's like what I've been feeling on the inside between my two parts, if you will. But I was like, whoa, now it's projected outward. Like, so that was fascinating. And then there was this other beautiful goddess that she operates in very similar giftings to me. Very similar. She's fucking gorgeous. So, and I was like watching her just like shine, and she doesn't get to expand. You know me, I'll go into a restaurant and be like, yeah, I just saw an angel down on 34th and 2nd. Like, like I just open, I don't care who's around, whatever. Well, she doesn't get this flow very often, right?
Mhm.
So I'm watching her do it, but there were parts of me that was like, well, how come they're not asking me these questions? How come, like, it was coming up, and I allowed it, and I sat in it, and I felt it in view of, you know what I mean, other people, when usually I would be like, we're gonna do that tonight, we're gonna talk about that later, just me and you, right? But I was like just open and fluid, because I see so many other people, so you know what I mean, like letting it just, and she called me on it. It was her and I driving home. And she was like, Kendra, I saw this and we got to talk about it. And I was like, yeah, I have to honor your giftings. You 100% saw that. I was feeling
Yeah.
rejected. I was doing, and I
I love that.
ultimately, yeah, it was so beautiful. I know we got to wrap up, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It more to come. Yeah. I feel like we're just like having to leave this portal. But all the more build up for next week. We'll talk more after. But just want to maybe just touch on the vulnerability part. They say it's your power, but golly, it's the
Oh,
most. Oh, it is raw.
yeah.
It's
And it's
raw.
not, yeah.
And the inadequacy is not even, that's just still surface, for me. There's other stuff that I am like, holy shit, this is what? Are you having a deja vu or
I'm
something?
just having a holy shit because I just felt this all the way down to my root. When you said it's about the vulnerability, and I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about it from one perspective, but then I just saw this fresh newborn baby, and they're so vulnerable. They're so needy. They're so, but you know what I mean? Like, and is that really the root of the inner child? Like coming back to that vulnerability and
It
innocence?
is like when I was feeling those spaces, I did not want to come across needy, and who am I to be leading them, guiding them? That newborn baby is exactly like, look at how they're treated. I mean, just I've heard, I've seen it all. I've seen the worst of it and I've seen the best of it. But what about the one that had the worst of it? That vulnerability. It's like at some level you're like never again. So we're talking about that inner child rebirthing. And when I had the experience of holding myself as a baby, I mean, I cried. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I've got you. And it's me getting me. It's my higher self. I'm the newborn baby, but I'm also the higher self. It's mind-blowing when you start being really vulnerable with yourself. So that's your walk away today, like being vulnerable. We were unprepared starting this so short time. I felt unprepared, but so right on time for Dragon of the Havens, our first event. It was a hit. It was awesome. It was exactly what it needed to be. It's humble beginnings, starting point, and growth from there. So
Heck yeah.
that vulnerability is like that honesty. It's beyond honesty. It's so beyond the vulnerability is the authentic.
Yeah.
We're all here to see each other, and gosh, there's so many layers. I know that would open up a whole nother thing, but next week we will be live. This is legit. The real thing going. This is definitely kickstarting because the space is right. It's now.
Yeah.
So
And we'll post when we'll see you next week because I don't think we've solidified the date and time
yeah,
100%
yeah,
yet. We don't like to be put in boxes. So you
yeah.
guys stay tuned and we'll see you when we see you.
Yep, exactly. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Kendra. I
Thank
love
you,
you.
Christina. I love you too. Have fun
All
in your
right.
other class.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
All right.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye. Stop.